Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. This is, I wasn't going to buy this, and then one of my friends, Collateral Damage Man, he's like, "Oh, it's so good." So I took a look at it. I bought it. I've already read it. Like I read this like ASAP, man. This was like, oh, I gotta go read this thing. It's gonna be so good, and it was. It was good. We start off. We got a little framing narrative. Remember this guy from Sideways? He was supposed to kill Sideways, and he didn't. And he's like doing like the Watcher thing over the DC multiverse. Whatever. I have no idea what DC's cosmology looks like anymore. I don't think DC has any idea what their cosmology looks like anymore. I also don't think it matters. It's a what if story. He does what the Watcher does in what ifs. And my favorite stories, well, not my favorite, some of my favorite stuff in Marvel is the what if. The whole what if line of books in the 80s and 90s, a lot of those stories are fantastic. There's like the one like what if Phoenix didn't die and just crazy stuff like that. And those different takes on different characters, it's a good way to get people. There's a gigantic thumbprint for my thumb right there. That's a problem with glossy stock. That's a good way to kind of get people who haven't done a lot of work in to go do some work. It's a good chance to prove yourself because it's not a title where people have high expectations. But we come in here. Remember this fight? You remember this? I just reviewed like the DC Dollar comic of Superman versus Doomsday. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't that long ago, was it? It was literally just like 2 days ago or something crazy like that. It's awesome. Big bold pages just like this. Well, I remember Superman dies at the end. There's Lois, and this is going to be weird to review because I'm going to spoil like half of this book. I absolutely am going to spoil like half of this book, and then I'm going to stop so that you don't get the twist. But big funeral. That's Lex Luthor there, whatever. And he's looking like I don't know if you know Lex Luthor's origin. He was originally Alexi Luthor in the Superman newspaper strip, if I remember right. And he was like a red-headed European dictator or something like that. Kind of like Doctor Doom, except not. Anyway, none of that matters. She's like, these people are hypocritical. Where were they when Superman died? Now, of course, in the story, like some other heroes were totally there, and they got thwomped and thwacked just like Superman did by Doomsday. Kind of like Marvel, where Marvel goes and lets Alpha Flight die every time there's a new threat. Oh, yeah, you know what? Let's throw Alpha Flight at them, let them die. That way people know to take this seriously. Yeah, we're on to you. But Lois grieves, and she makes it down to Fortress of Solitude. We got her hiking. The Eradicator shows up, and he's like, Clark's body really is dead. And so Lois is like, give me the power so I can carry on his mission so that Krypton doesn't die. It looks awesome, doesn't it? Look at some of this stuff, man. You got crazy. This is like a fusion of classic and modern stuff. You got crazy Kirby dots everywhere. Looks amazing. There's cool glow effects, very modern coloring. It's awesome looking. Every little bit about this is awesome. And so she goes and starts setting things to right. Luthor, oh, I skipped it. We got to come back here. Luthor totally spends a page like villain monologuing at her. Oh, and I murdered my secretary on the way home from the funeral just to let him know that I could and I won. I think that's it. But of course, you know that and you can't prove it. None of this will hold up in court. I own more judges than you. So maybe it's time to learn what he did a long time ago and just go save a cat from a tree. Uh huh. Let's go into orbit, Mr. Luthor. See how you like that one. Bye bye, Lex. And so Lex Luthor is turned to crisp. And so you can kind of see the tone that the story is going into. It's not a happy story. It ends in tragedy, and every little bit of it is well written and well done. Jeff Loveness, you did a fantastic job. Brad Walker, you did a great job. I don't think I noticed a difference in inkers. Let's see. Pages 22 to 24 are inked by a different person. So that's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Oh, so that's like the Lois in Space stuff was inked by somebody different? I guess I see there's a difference in inking style in that stuff, but it doesn't matter. Like, if despite slightly different artists, it all came together in a really great way. And this is a pretty good value. This is like a 48 pager. It's square bound, and it's only like $6 or something. Yeah, $5.99. So essentially, you got two comic books at the old price before they jumped up from $2.99 to $3.99 last year. So not bad. I have a bad feeling about what DC is doing with all this experimental, different binding and stuff. That's just going to lead to like higher comic prices overall. But until that world actually comes true, you know, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy what feels like a really great value for an American comic book. Like, if this was on Kickstarter, I could have been talked into paying $20 for this. Like, I'm not going to lie. Let's look at Cyberfrog. Still haven't got my Cyberfrog. I'm going to keep harping on that till I get it. Haven't got my Red Rooster. I think Red Rooster's only supposed to be like a 48-page book, and that thing's 8 months overdue. And it's really hard for me to get down with people when they're overdue. This shows up out of nowhere. It's like, yo, you want to pay $6 for 48 pages of square bound awesome? And I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And then they give it to me. They're just like, yeah, here it is, right here in your store. Take it, please. And I got it, and it was great. Even if you don't like Superman, I think you might like the story. I know some people on Twitter were kind of like, oh, why do they have to keep like deconstructing Superman and giving him these deep, dark stories and stuff? But this isn't really a Superman story. It's a what if Superman actually did fail kind of story. Which you can tell that story in a what if, and it's fine. That's a good place to deconstruct things, to deconstruct the mythos, without actually tearing the character down in the real main series. This would be bad if this was like Superman, I don't know what number they're on, Superman 47 in the run. And so, like the previous issue, Superman died. This issue, Lois Lane rips down Superman's legacy. Like something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because she killed somebody. That's the anti-Superman. The cover's super evocative. I love it, man. I loved it. Check it out. Check it out. I'll see you all next time. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I sure hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.